So in the last lecture we started first two topics of this chapter, that is heredity and heredity changes, transcription, translation and translocation. So today we are going to start a third topic of this chapter, it is evolution. So before going to start, I would like to suggest press the subscribe button for the further update, and please like that videos so that you can get many more videos from this channel. So let's start with the third topic, that is evolution. So what do you mean by evolution? Evolution is a progressive development of plants and animals from the ancestors having a different structural and functional organization is called as a evolution. So how can you define the evolution? Evolution, it means the evolve something new, so that from ancestors having a different functions or the new one having a different functions, so it cannot be similar from that ancestors. कोई भी चीज को देखो, हम लोग है राइट, ह्यूमन बींग्स हैव ancestors of monkeys, apes, that is ancestors, right? So we evolve from them having a different structural functions, and you can say the functional organism having a different function and structure. So that evolution, you can say that it has a gradual changing. What do you mean by gradual changing? Gradual changing, it means has a slow process. It does not occur in a 1 year, 2 year. It occurs in a many to many, you can say that 1,000 years, 2,000 years, and the crores of years for evolution of a living organisms. For the formation of new species due to the change in the specific character of several generations, yeah, that I have said in the earlier point, that the formation of new species, you have to change a specific character from that the past generation, and that generation that responses to the natural selection, that is called as evolution. So that there is another definition of evolution, and you can say that the 3.5 billion years ago there are not a life existence on the earth, या अर्थ पे लाइफ नहीं था. सो दैट यू कैन से दैट कि अर्थ पे लाइफ नहीं था इन 3.5 बिलियन years ago. So at the beginning of the you can say at the beginning of life, अर्थ पे क्या हो सकता था एट द 3.5 बिलियन अगो, अर्थ पे क्या होगा फिर? सो दैट देयर मे बी चांसेस to be having a simple element in the ocean of earth. Now you can say that now, because something is there on the earth, so that it comes a living organisms. So the simple elements like organic or inorganic compounds may have been formed, so that a simple elements which present in the ocean of earth, they have been formed a complex compound like a protein and the nucleic acid, so that the simple compounds form a complex compound. So first thing, life, it was not existent on a earth. So what exists on earth? So existence of earth may have been a simple elements. Simple elements meant what type of element? Like organic or inorganic compound. So that organic or inorganic compound of a simple elements, that simple elements are form a complex compound. That organic compound or inorganic compounds form a protein and the nucleic acid. So that the different types of organic and organic compounds comes together, make a mixture and form a first primitive types of cells. So remember that there are different types of organic and inorganic compounds comes together, make a mixture, and that forms the first primitive types of cells on a earth. So the first type of cells have been formed. So those numbers of cells may have been increased due to presence of chemicals. Yeah, different types of chemicals are present, like a nutrition, elements, and inorganic elements, nutrition, nucleic acid, proteins. There are many types of chemicals and elements are present on the earth. So by utilizing these elements, these chemicals, these cells may have been increased. The number of cells may have been increased due to these chemicals. So according to the principle of natural selection, some may have been shown a good growth, but some do not. So that the principle of natural selection that shows that the good growth have been a living organisms. So at the present, there is a past thing. So now at the present, crores of species of plants and animals with a huge diversity having a shape complexity are present on the earth. Yeah, there are the multiple plants, many species of plants, many species of animals having a diversity of shapes and complexity that are existence on a earth. So these varieties and these diversity ranges from you can say in animals, these variety ranges from a unicellular amoeba to the paramecium to man, human beings, and a giant whale. That is animal diversity, which ranges from a unicellular amoeba and paramecium to the man and giant whale. In a plant diversity, that ranges from a unicellular organisms like Chlorella to the banyan trees. So you can say these diversity, these varieties of organisms living in the earth, so they need a certain place. So they live a certain place like air, water, land, rock. These organisms present at these places. So humans have been curiosity. Yeah, we all know that humans have a curious to all the things. So that humans have a curiosity about the origin of life, how the life had been origin on the earth. So there are different theories about the origin and evolution of life have been proposed. These theories, the theory of gradual development of a living organism is accepted. There are multiple theories, but these theories was accepted. So the theory and according to the theories, the first living material has been formed in the ocean. The first living material, that is a protoplasm, has been formed in ocean. The theory said that it formed in a ocean. So due to course of time, unicellular organisms was found or formed. Certain times later, the unicellular organisms are formed. Gradually changes occurred in the unicellular organisms, and that unicellular organisms comes into a larger one and complex organisms form. These process from living materials that have been formed in an ocean to form a unicellular organisms, and that unicellular organisms form a complex organisms. This shows a slow process and slow changes. So the duration of this process and these changes, it must takes 300 crore years. So you can imagine that what times it takes 300 crore years from a living material to the complex organism, so that it the process called as a evolution. So you understand evolution. What do you mean by evolution? Having forming a complex organism from a living material, that is evolution. That process is known as evolution. The complex organism or the living organism are evolved from a first living material, that is called as evolution. So the next topic, that is the evidence of evolution. Yeah, evolution had been occurred, so that the proven of that evolution, we need to certain evidence, and this evidence are first evidence is a morphological evidence, in which morphological evidence in which the animals showed a certain structures and the plant shows the certain structures, similarities of these structures in the animals. In the these three animals shows the similarities like a structure of mouth, position of eyes, structure of nostril, ear pinna, and the distributed hair on the bodies. All of these are similars in these three animals, so that you can say that these three animals having a same ancestors. In a plants, let's see in a plants like a character, leaf shape, leaf vegetation, and leaf petals. It shows the similarities in a plant, so that it can call that the same and similar ancestors. The next one is anatomical evidence, that is the similarities between a human hand, ox foreleg, patagium of bat, and the flipper of whale. These four animals, you can see the bones of these animals having a similarity structurals. Yeah, make a one correction in a state board textbook, it called as a cat's foreleg, but it's a ox forelegs. So make a correction and don't forget to correct it. So these structure shows the similarities between the structure of bones in a different animals. So these similarities indicate that those animals may have the common ancestors. Yeah, may have na. The third one, that is vestigial organs. So what do you mean by vestigial organs? Vestigial organs are the organs which under a degenerative phase or under a developed, you can say that organs are a vestigial organs. Useless organs are of organism are also called as vestigial organs. Like let's take an example of vestigial organs like a tailbone, wisdom teeth, body hair. That is a degenerative organs. That is useless organs of organisms. But you can see the useful of muscle of a ear pinna in a monkeys for a movement of ear pinna, but useless to the human beings. Ear pinna is a useless to human beings, but useful for monkeys. So that is a good one. The fourth evidence is a connecting link. Yeah, the connecting link suggests that the different plant, different animals shows the some morphological characters, but having some connecting link between them. They must have two different groups, but having a connecting link, having a showing us some connection. So let's start with the example. So first example, that is a peripatus. Peripatus having a character like a segmented body, thin cutal, and a peripedia like organs, and it also having respiratory systems and the circulatory system similar to the arthropods. So you can say that the peripatus has a connecting link between the annelida and arthropoda, because annelida having a segmented bodies and arthropoda has a respiratory tracts and a circulatory system. So that peripatus having a both of characters, that's why it can called as a connecting link between the annelida and arthropoda. So the next example is a duck bile. The second example, duck bile lay the eggs like reptiles, but shows the relationship with the mammals too, because the duck biles having a mammary glands and hair. It also eggs the egg, right? That is called as these animals, and these you can say the birds. The third example, like a lungfish, perform a respiration with the lungs, irrespective of being fish. Yeah, fish head, right? But it can be perform a respiration with the lungs. Lungs, yeah. Human beings are perform a respiration with the lungs, but in a fish, lungfish is also perform a respiration with the lungs. So these examples indicate that mammals are evolved from reptiles and amphibians. So next evidence, that is embryological evidence. Embryological evidence. Let's take view these pictures. You can see that this picture, this embryonic development of a picture. The all embryos that shows extreme similarities in an initial stage of embryonic development. Because observe a first pic, the initial stage of initial stage of a man, initial stage of a fish, initial stage of a cow, initial stage of a rabbit, first, second, and third stage. Observe a first stage. You can see that the first stage is similar in all of the embryonic development. So that you can set that the similarities in the initial stage that indicate that the common origin of all these animals. So I hope you have a clear I cleared all of the doubts, and if you have any doubts, please comment on the comment box, and please subscribe.